Good morning. Welcome to Open Door Yoga. My name is Michelle and it is Saturday morning and I'm excited you are here with me today. For today's class, you shouldn't need too many props. We will be starting lying down over a rolled blanket. So if you want to take a moment and grab, if you have a yoga blanket, if not, any other household blanket or maybe even bath towel or beach towel will work. So take a moment to grab something that you can lie over. And as you get situated, I'm going to chat just a minute about today's class. So this is my last class before Christmas and New Year's. I'm going to be home visiting my family. And that kind of led me into the theme or intention for today. Because when I think about the holidays, it's always one of those holidays where it's full of mixed emotions, right? It can bring joy and love and time with family. And for many, it's also can be associated with a little bit of sadness. The holidays can be pretty triggering for a lot of people out there. And so on top of all that emotion, let's admit that the holidays can be a little bit stressful, right? We have a lot of expectations on ourselves, what Christmas should look like, what it should feel like. And we can put a lot on our plates. And so today is all about self-care. So we're going to allow ourselves this next 30 minutes to take care of ourselves so that we can better open up our hearts to everyone around us. And that's what the holidays are all about. So we're going to get started here. When it comes to your rolled blanket, the thickness of your blanket here is going to dictate how thick your roll is going to be. And the thicker your roll, the more intense stretch you're going to feel in your upper back body. And so the best thing to do is just kind of start somewhere. And then as we lay down, if you feel like that's too intense, come out of the stretch and then make your roll a little bit thinner. If you lay down and it doesn't feel quite enough, then come out of it and make it a tad bit thicker. But our roll is going to be perpendicular to the long edge of our mat. And then we're all going to make our way to where it's just kind of right behind, maybe a little bit behind our sitting bones. So as we begin to lie down, the roll is at the bottom of our shoulder blades. And then from here, we're just going to relax the top of our shoulders down onto the mat. So take a minute to find a position that feels comfortable. And then find a minute to find a position that feels comfortable in the rest of your body. So maybe you keep your legs bent, or maybe you extend them out long. Maybe you keep your hands here, maybe one on your heart space, one down here towards your belly. Or maybe you bring them out to a T or extend them up and overhead. But wherever you are, just take a moment to close down your gaze and bring your awareness or your attention to your breath. Feel your rib cage expand with your inhales. On your exhales, notice the points in your body that are in contact with the earth or grounding down into the floor. Take a few more breaths here. Maybe set an intention for yourself today. Maybe that intention is just being present for the next 30 minutes. And if a thought pops into your mind, like one of those many things that we have on our to-do list, our checklist for the day, then we just acknowledge that thought, we notice it, and then we send it away. Take one more breath in. Release that breath completely. And then we're going to bend into our knees. Release our arms if we've extended them overhead. And then we're going to press into our feet to lift our hips just enough to remove our blanket off to the side. From here, we're going to hug our knees to our chest. So give ourselves a nice big hug. We're here today, we're doing this, which means you are awesome, in my book anyways. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side if that feels like a good massage to your low back. Take another couple breaths. You can keep your gaze closed down here, or maybe begin to blink it open. Take one more breath in, one more breath out, and then we're going to make our way onto hands and knees. So release your feet down to the earth and choose a side. It can be the left side or the right side. And we're going to roll onto that side, press into our palm, and first make our way to seated. And slowly, we're going to move very slowly and intentionally today, making sure that everything we do feels good in our body. We're going to make our way to hands and knees. So again, take your time. See that your wrists are under your elbows are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hip points. And let's start with our toes tucked today. You can have a gentle bend in your elbows if that feels nice. And we're going to warm up our spine with some cat-cows. So on your next inhale, begin to tilt your tailbone up, drop your belly, pull your shoulders back, gaze lifts, cow pose. And exhale, tuck your tailbone, round through your spine, press away from the mat, drop the crown of your head down, cat pose. And then move with your breath. So inhales are going to guide you into Bhitti-lasana or cow pose. And your exhales are going to send your body into Marjariasana or cat pose. In cow pose, feel that widening between your collarbones, opening up through your chest, through that heart space. And exhales, feel that stretch, that widening between your shoulder blades. Feel that in your upper back body. Let your breath guide each movement. Moving one vertebra at a time. From your tailbone up to your crown. Let's take one more cow pose. One more cat pose. And return to tabletop. So if you need a minute to kind of stretch out your wrists, you can maybe flip one wrist here, press down into the top of your hand, and then maybe take the other. You might feel a nice stretch through your forearm as well. And when you're ready, we're going to find stillness again here in this tabletop posture. Keep those toes tucked and begin to really bring some engagement into your core. So imagine pulling your belly button in towards your body, away from your shirt. And on your next inhale, we're going to extend our right leg and our left arm long. So pause here for a moment. We're reaching through our left fingertips, sending energy back through the sole of our right foot. One more breath in. And then exhale, draw your left elbow towards your right knee, touch in the center, pause, and then inhale, extend. Exhale, we're going to contract, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. And then last time, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Pause here for just another breath. Keep that core engaged. Full breath in. Exhale, release. We're going to bring our knees to touch, our toe mounds to touch, and then begin to send our weight back into a brief toe stretch. So as your weight or your hips arrive over your heels, maybe we reach back and tuck our pinky toes. They didn't tuck on their own. Maybe we close down our gaze again. Be here for just a few breaths. If it is too intense, you can always walk your hands forward, lifting your weight out of your heels. Maybe it feels good to bring your hands behind you and press your knuckles towards the earth, opening up your chest, opening up that heart space again. Take one more full breath in here. And then exhale, slowly begin to walk your hands forward. back to our hands and knees. So bring those knees back under our hip points so they're hip width distance, and our toes and our heels are also in line with our knees. And from here, we're going to take it to the other side. So on your next inhale, we're going to extend our left leg and our right arm long. And take a moment here. So really find this length through your body by sending energy forward through your fingertips and pressing the sole of your foot, your left foot, like you're trying to reach the back wall. Full breath in. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Pause here in the middle. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Last time. Exhale, elbow to knee, pause here. And then inhale, extend. We're going to hold this for another full breath. So full breath in. And exhale, release. So from here, we're going to keep these toes tucked and begin to send our weight back like we would into that toe stretch. But this time, let's send our hips up into our first downward facing dog. So take your time here. We're in no rush. Pedal out your feet. Especially in the morning, this can be a big posture to take on. So take your time as we begin to open up through our whole back body and even into our chest. Imagine using your core strength to send your hips up a little bit higher. Pull your shoulder blades, so draw them down and in on your back body so your shoulders are creating a little bit of space from your ears. Your head's in line with your arms, so we're not kind of like way out here or way back here. We just have this nice long spine, neutral neck. Maybe we find stillness. Once we find this long spine, find stillness. And if your heels are lifted or if you have a bend in your knees, that's okay, but keep this nice long spine. And take a full breath in. Exhale that breath completely. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to walk your feet to the front of the mat. So you can take several breaths to do this. Maybe we bring a little bit of movement here by swaying our hips from side to side, or whatever feels nice in your body this morning. And as you arrive, we're going to exhale into a forward fold. So in your forward fold, we're trying to open up through our low back, and we're keeping this long spine. So generous knee bend. If it feels good, you could even bind at your elbows, take a little bit of a ragdoll, maybe sway from side to side. Just make sure you're really grounding down through all four corners of your feet to help keep your balance. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release your bind if you took one. And inhale, rise up to half lift. So press your thighs back, reach the crown of your head forwards. Keep those shoulder blades down and in. And then keep that engagement in your core. So we're supporting our spine, we're supporting our low back. One more full breath in, nice long spine. And exhale, find that bend in your knees, forward fold. Let's take a full breath in here. Full breath out. Then inhale slowly. We're going to stack one vertebra on top of each other as we rise up to standing. So as you arrive, maybe give yourself a couple shoulder rolls back. Find a little movement if that feels good. You could even kind of move your neck from side to side or in a gentle twist. That kind of helps you arrive here in standing today. And then as you're ready, let's find our strong mountain pose. So toe mounts can touch with a slight V at your heels, or if you're looking for a little bit more stability, then you can bring your feet under your hip points. begin to just feel this strong, solid base. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Gaze can lift, extended mountain. And then exhale, draw your elbows down and back to open up through your chest. Keep your gaze lifted. Full breath in here. Full breath out. And then inhale, send your arms up high. And exhale, release them down by your sides. So again, notice where your body's feeling now. If you still need a little bit of movement in your shoulders or your neck, feel free to take it. And then we're really going to begin to build a nice, strong base because we're going to move into chair pose. So begin to engage through your thighs, engage through your core. Palms are shining forwards, shoulder blades are still down and in on our back body, and the crown or the top of our head is reaching up towards the sky. So we're lengthening our spine just standing here. One more full breath in. Release that breath completely. Then on your next inhale, we're going to sweep our fingers up and overhead and send our hips down into chair pose. So take our time here. Maybe we start really small. We want to make sure wherever we're at, we can see our big toes if we look down. So we're not bending too much in our knees and sending our weight forward. We're grounding down through all four corners of our feet, but our weight is back in our heels. Hug your thighs to the midline. That's going to help keep your hip points shining forwards. If you notice a sway in your back, tuck your tailbone slightly. Open up through your chest. So squeeze those shoulder blades together. Full breath in here. And then exhale, draw your hands to heart center. You've got this. Full breath in. And then exhale, begin to twist to the right. So maybe our left elbow hooks on the outside of our right thigh. Maybe not. Take a position that feels comfortable for you. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, take it to the other side. You guys got this. Let's take a full breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, keep this nice knee bend and fold. We're relaxed here for a moment in this forward fold. Maybe you take a bind if that feels good. Come back to your breath if you lost it there. Chair pose can be very challenging. One more full breath in. Exhale, release your hands and plant them on the earth. And then we're going to step our feet back into plank or plank on the knees. So take whichever option feels best for you. Wherever you're at, our shoulders are behind our wrist points. We have a gentle bend in our elbows and we're holding our weight in our core. So suck that belly button in like you're trying to pull it away from your shirt. Thighs are still hugged to the midline. Our heels are lifted over our toe mounds if we're up in this full variation. And we're sending energy back through the soles of our feet. One more breath in. And then exhale, bend into those elbows and slowly release your body all the way down to the earth. Release your forehead, untuck your toes, plant the tops of your feet on the earth. Take a full breath in here. Full breath out. Then on your next inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest off of the earth. Our gaze is just past the top of our mat. Keep that weight between your shoulder blades. Point your elbows down towards the earth. One more breath in. Then exhale, release. Inhale, tuck your toes. Bring that engagement back to your core and send it on up to plank or plank on the knees. And then exhale, we're all going to make our way to downward facing dog. And let's take a few deep breaths here together. So full inhale, maybe an audible exhale. Full inhale, audible exhale. Last full inhale. Audible exhale. And then let's begin to anchor down into our left heel. So feel really strong, really grounded through that left leg. You can have a generous bend in your right knee if that's what it takes to keep that nice long spine. Then on an inhale, let's send our right leg up high. And then exhale, slowly step it on through into a low lunge. So take a moment here, right knee stacked over right ankle. My back leg is strong and straight. Imagine there's a string on the back of my hamstring and it's pulling my hamstring up towards the sky. My left heel is lifted over my left toe mound. And I'm hugging my thighs to the midline. That's what's going to help keep my hips pointed forwards. Strong base, and then we're going to lift our fingers, hover. Feel that stability, that strength, using those muscles in your legs and in your core. And then from here, press a little bit higher. Then inhale, send your arms up and overhead. Crescent lunge. From here, maybe we pull our thumbs back to open up a little bit more through our chest, through that beautiful heart space. One more full breath in. Exhale, release. Plant your hands. Step your right foot back. Take the vinyasa of your choice. So maybe we go back all the way down onto the earth, or maybe we exhale in the chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, or maybe now we're in up dog. And exhale is going to send us all the way back to downward facing dog. Take your time arriving. Let's take a few breaths together again. So full breath in, audible exhale, full breath in, long spine. Audible exhale, maybe we ground those heels a little bit closer to the earth. One more full breath in. Audible exhale. Now let's begin to shift our weight into the right side. So anchor down through that right heel. Maybe we bend a lot into our left knee, if that helps us. And then as you're ready, on your next inhale, we're going to send that left leg up high. And exhale, step it on through. So we're going to find this nice low lunge. Left knee is stacked over our left ankle. Our right heel is lifted over our right toe mound. We're pressing energy back through the sole of our right foot, and we're sending energy forward through our front shin. From here, begin to hug your thighs to the midline so we can align those hips. And then when you feel strong, lift those fingertips and just hover for a second. This is kind of like your little balance check. If you lift your fingers and we start to wobble, come back down, hug those thighs back to the midline, go back to those basics, and make sure you feel strong. And then when you feel strong, begin to press up a little bit higher, and inhale, open up, lifting your fingertips up towards the sky. Back in our crescent lunge. So from here, maybe we open back up, opening up through our chest. Gaze lifts. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Plant your hands. Step it back to plank for just a moment. And then we're all going to drop our knees and make our way to child's pose. So bring your knees out towards the long edges of the mat, toes to touch, and then send your weight, your hips back over your heels. Extend your arms long. Forehead can come to relax on the earth. Let's take a full breath in here. Full breath out. Come back to your breath. Let your body begin to slow down just a bit. Take another breath in. Then exhale, let's walk our hands over towards the left side of our mat. So now we're going to feel this stretch through our right side body. On your inhales, feel some expansion in your right rib cage. One more full breath in here. Full breath out. Then inhale, we're going to return to center. And exhale, begin to walk it over to the right. So again, keep that forehead grounded into the earth. Maybe we press into our palms to send our hips back a little bit deeper. Feel that opening in your left rib cage when you breathe in. One more full breath in here. Full breath out. And inhale, return to center. And from here, if it feels good, maybe we lift onto our fingertips. Feeling a little bit more sensation in our shoulders, through our arms, through our back body. Full breath in. Then exhale, plant your hands and begin to press your body back up. And from here, we're going to make our way into seated. So you can cross your ankles and sit back over them. Hi, rooster. Or maybe shift onto one of your hips and come into seated that way. We're going to do one more posture for today's practice, and that's going to be a bound angle posture. So let's begin to bring the soles of our feet to touch here in the middle. And then check in with your body. So if this feels already like it's too much sensation, you can begin to walk your heels away from your sitting bones. You can also grab your blanket that you used earlier and come up to a lift. Would you like a lift, rooster? What I mean by that is we're just sitting up on something a little bit higher so that our hips are higher than our knees. And sometimes that helps us get a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more relaxed through our external or outer hips. So from here, once you find a nice comfortable seat, let's begin to feel a little bit more of this stretch. So there's a few ways you can do this. You can press into your thumbs to open up the bottom of your feet, kind of like you're reading a book. If you're up high like this, you can use your elbows to press into your inner thighs to open up those knees a little bit more. And then wherever you are, you're welcome to take a fold. So maybe we take a full breath in, create a little bit of length in our spine, send our crown away from our sitting bones, and then exhale from our hips. Maybe we fold a little bit here. And bring your forearms down to the earth. Maybe extend them long. If you're feeling discomfort in your knees, you can always bring a prop under your knees, like a block or maybe a stack of blankets. And sometimes that helps reduce a little bit of pain or discomfort in your knees. Let's take a couple deep breaths wherever you are in this posture. Let's take one more full breath in. Exhale, if you folded, plant your hands. And on your inhale, walk your body up. And we're going to make our way into a comfortable seat. So maybe we cross our legs and then bring your hands into a position that feels comfortable. So you can rest them here on your thighs. Maybe your palms are down, maybe your palms are up. If you'd like to take a mudra, if that's part of your practice, you're welcome to do so. And then let's begin to find a little bit of that stillness back in our body. So close down your gaze. Feel your sitting bones grounding down into the earth. We still have a slight engagement in our belly to support this upright spine. Maybe give yourself a nice shoulder roll back to draw those shoulders down away from your ears. Crown is still lifting slightly. Come back to your breath. This is the posture I'm going to leave you in today. So take as much time as you'd like here. Maybe we focus on our breath for a moment longer. Maybe we try to find stillness in our mind. Maybe we repeat a meditation or mantra to ourselves if that feels nice as well. But wherever you are, I hope you all have a wonderful holidays. Feel free to come back to this video whenever you need, just 30 minutes of a little bit of self-care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.